For the longest time, I could never convince my friends to play tabletop role-playing games with me. They were either craving board games or they were the video game kind of friends. And the thing is, when I tried to explain the roles and the, theater of the mind and all that kind of stuff, I'd end up losing them. It was really hard to find someone that fit in the middle of the Venn diagram that was actually interested in fully converting, or at least trying to play something like a ttrpg. So my crutch, I'm sure like a lot of you, was just consuming a bunch of content, getting obsessed with reading the free PDFs that I could find, but I never got to actually taste the sweet, sweet feeling of sitting down at a table of players ready to start a session. That is, until recently. I did it. I finally convinced my friends to play a ttrpg. So let's take a step back. As I was saying before, these kind of games are a difficult pitch to people in your life, especially if they're not used to playing these sorts of things. There's two ways you can go about it. The first is game first, group second. You turn up to your local board game store, or you go on a forum online, and you essentially find people that way that are united by a common interest. Personally, this really freaks me out, and I respect people that do that, but I'd much rather be playing with friends that I care about. Which brings you to approach number 2, sit and hope that you have people in your life that you like and are fun to play with and are also interested in playing these kinds of games. And that's without getting started on the concerns like scheduling, commitment, will I finish the campaign, who's going to GM, what kind of game will we play, the list goes on. So here's a solution I found. Adapting the game to suiting your friends. All my friends are obsessed with films, movies, TV shows, all that kind of thing. So I made the pitch more about telling a story and getting to play as though you were inside one of these movies you care about. Because the pitch was tailored to them, it was a bit of an easier sell rather than wait till I tell you about the dice mechanics and the world building and all that kind of stuff. So that's why I'm saying you've got to think about the kind of archetypes that your friends are in your group. Do you have the theatre kid friends? Maybe your game needs to have more angst, or needs to feel more dramatic, or give them a chance to focus on their improv. Are they your writing friends? Maybe you can focus more on character arcs or emotional beats. That worked really well for me. If you've got more the action video game kind of type, then something like the skill trees and the experience points, the levels, the power fantasies, that's all the kind of stuff that might rope them in. And then finally, if they're obsessed with TV shows, make the pitch about TV shows that they already know. Something like it's Stranger Things meets Rick and Morty. If you think that hook could work for them, find games related to TV shows that they do enjoy. There's so many ttrpgs inspired by TV shows that people love. So just to recap, I find that if you go people first, then the game should follow, adapting to the kind of people you have. Another hard pill to swallow is if you're watching this video, you need to GM. No matter how much you want to play one of these kinds of games, if you don't have anyone in your life currently running one, you need to get it started. The hardest part about being a GM is actually booking the session rather than running the game. That might sound kind of scary, but there are games that actually accommodate to GMs that don't really want to learn a 300-page rulebook and keep math of all sorts of characters, hit points and DCs and all that kind of stuff. There's also some story games that are much more focused on bringing a group of people together and actually telling an exciting action-packed adventure rather than something that's super mechanically dense. At the end of the day, no one wants to look like an idiot. Everyone wants to hang out with their friends and have fun, and nobody can be bothered to organize it. So you've got this. Just reach out, make the pitch based on the kind of people that you think they are, and you could be moments away from trying your first ttrpg session with people you care about. I believe in you. You got this. I hope to hear stories about how you managed to convince your friends to play a ttrpg with you. If you're looking for some suggestions on the kind of games you could play, I'll be posting more videos about those kind of options soon. There's a couple teasers on my bedside table here. But in the meantime, thanks for joining me while I yap about how I convinced my friends to play a ttrpg, and I hope to see you again soon.